The inescapable conclusion from all the evidence assembled by the committee is that the party's efforts at election 2016 election monitoring, and okay, sorry, I should have told you viewers, we are finished with the communication. We are now coming to the election monitoring. So it's here. The inescapable conclusion from all the evidence assembled by the committee is that the party's efforts at election 2016 monitoring and result coalition, to put it simply and bluntly, a complete mess. So I'm building a small case, and we'll be wrapping up around on this story. I'm building a small case. You see, my friend Johnson Asedu-Nketia will soon appear in the story. So let's listen. All right. On election day, in the words of a stakeholder who is best placed to judge, caught nut-footed on that day. Hold on. On election day, where I can't see this very well. All right. Let's move on. I'll catch up with it. We have described in some detail in our findings the confusion that engulfs two parallel systems, the party-based system and the Kwasi system, that related each other as rivals instead of complementary centers, each underfunded and configured with shortcuts with predictable risk. So, for instance, the latter system, which is the Kwasi system, which in spite of the protestations of its managers was regarded by the party as the primary system, assumed that a clustering of 29,000 polling stations to be covered by 3,000 people as a cost-saving measure for purposes of feeding the center was feasible, although it carried some downside risk. Interesting. Okay. The process of election results collation is hinged on getting the fundamentals right, i.e., having well-trained, competent, and well-motivated polling agents equipped with the requisite logistics, phones, that for instance, in the northern region, 250 phones were sent there to cover 11,000 polling stations. This meant that the election results for most places in the region were reported by the polling agents through either physically transporting the pink sheet to the collation center, or they used their own phones to text results to the collation center in the region, which itself was disconnected from the center in Accra. With these arrangements, even if there was no network freeze, the party had no way of obtaining election results in real time because the reporting infrastructure did not cover every polling station, and affected polling stations could not have been connected to the center. So that's the Kwesi Botchway report on the elections. Now this is 2016 he's reporting about. 2016. So in 2016 he told the NDC that you should look at your election processes. Ahead of 2020, he told them that make sure that you get your election processes right. They came to 2020, didn't they? They did. After reading this Kwesi Botchway, if I was handed over to Johnson Asedu-Nketia, the General Secretary of the party, this document was handed over to him, so he read it. In 2017, he read it. Then he came to 2020 elections, having read what Dr. Botchway has said about getting your coalition results right. This your Kwasi one, it didn't work, so please get it right. Having said all that, they came to 2020. What Johnson Asedu-Nketia in courts when he was asked to produce results. Have a look.
It appears your calculator is not 1, 2, 9. It appears your calculator is not 1, 2, 9.
That's Asedu-Nketia when he was in court and was asked the results. At that time, we didn't even know the truth. But clearly, they ignored Dr. Botchway's advice in 2017, and now we know that in 2020, they had no results. Here is Asedu-Nketia now finding his way to be chairman of NDC and running a campaign against Ofosu Ampofo. This is what he said about election coalition.
One fine results from Rana Fankwa. Results from the man. They say, would the Janada Camber be as a defend their in the Kwasi? In Sugana, among folk whom say, Penipa own him dear electoral processes. Man, first year, maybe second. Sure. Now, me could defend the figures be any defensible there. Me fast and in Gracia no Coswa. And until near call to our movie said, my resource were here, because and fire resource be up. Say no, dear motive. Me name to in collation until they may and say.
That's my man, Johnson Asiedu Nketia. Need I say more? Nothing more to say.